Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up to Broker Up with Mark. Hope you're doing well on this Saturday morning, episode 8. Just want to talk about the market a little bit. The perfect storm. So, a buyer goes under contract, fortunate enough to go under contract, and then paying 5,000, 10,000, 15, $20,000 above list price, does an inspection and submits an amendment to address concerns with a long laundry list because the buyer, in the buyer's mind, says, "Hey, I'm paying a lot more than what the seller wanted, so the seller should fix everything I want fixed." And doesn't work that way. Why? Because the seller is not prepared to do any repairs because the seller thinks if this buyer doesn't want to buy it, I'll flip it to the next buyer and get them to buy it. The point of that is that contracts are being agreed to by both parties, and then neither party wants to live up to what they agreed to. It's happening more and more where buyers are setting unrealistic expectations for themselves because they're paying above list price, and sellers, because they're getting above list price, don't want to do anything buyers want done. What does that equal? It equals several different contracts before one actually sticks and they go to closing. When you represent the seller, you have to make sure or attempt to make sure that the seller is getting a contract that is actually going to go to fruition and actually close. It's one thing to have people wanting to pay more than list price. It's another thing to actually get those people to the closing table. Buyers are the same way. They'll agree to dang near anything. I said dang, not damn. Damn near anything. That time I said damn. To get under contract knowing that they can't fulfill whatever it is that they agreed to, or at some point they won't want to. It's a real problem. You've got to set expectations for both parties, regardless of who you're working with. Because if you don't, things will crash and burn. We had a great success story this week where we were listing the property. A buyer's agent was the second one to go through. Prior to going through the property, the buyer's agent sent a contract over for the buyer who had lost out on 3 different properties in that complex and absolutely wanted in. And that buyer was able to secure the property from the seller because they put an offer in before they saw it and then went through and made the offer work. So there are some different angles that may work. Talk to your broker, strategize a little bit, and think about what you want to do and how you need to represent your buyer. Buyer may want to put down some non-refundable option money. Buyer, if they have the resources, may want to pay the difference between appraised value and purchase price if that's an issue. Buyer needs to be approved, not pre-approved, approved, waiting only on the appraisal for the property. Thanks. Hope this helps. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.